Okay, your superpower. This superpower that no other animal possesses, no other living creature walking, roaming the earth possesses this superpower other than human beings. This superpower is what will allow you to create and design the life that you want, but this superpower will also destroy you, will cause misery, because it's a tool, it's a double-edged sword, and you have to be able to control the way your perspective and the way that you see the world through, the lens in which you see the world through, because here is the reality of things. Your world, your outer world, life is not a window, it's a mirror. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. And so what you must do is you must cultivate the most beautiful inner world that you can, such that the rest of your outer world by default will be beautiful. And so what is the superpower? What is the superpower? And what's crazy is that this is biblical. This is biblical. I'm not imposing religion on anybody, but it's biblical. How is it that this is in the Bible, man? It's in the Bible. There's a reason why there's an agenda suppressing people from reading the Bible, taking it away, because reading that thing gives you your superpower. And so, what is the superpower? It's in the very first sentence of the Bible. It says, "In the beginning, God created." Now, why? Why would God create? Why is that the first thing that God tells you about God? Because it's in his nature to create. It is in his nature to create. And a few sentences later, a few verses later, it tells us that man was created in his likeness and in his image. Therefore, it is in our nature to create. And so you see this all through history. You see the arts, the beauty, the cathedrals, the architecture, the paintings of naked, beautiful women, of men, the statues. I mean, we don't make art like we used to as human beings. Like, we are losing the one thing that makes us human beings, and it's not necessarily creation, right? Because before creation, what happens? We see beauty. We're inspired. Human beings are the only people that can be inspired. We're the only animals that can be inspired by something, by beauty, by the romance of life, by curiosity, by answering, by living with the questions such so that they can be answered. And this is what's going to determine whether you live a beautiful, abundant life or you live a life of misery. Because it doesn't matter if you have all the money in the world, if you continue to see the world from a place of lack, from a place that I still need more, then that's a miserable existence. So what you can do now is you can actually start changing your perspective and start changing your mind to see the beauty that's all around you. And if you start seeing the beauty that exists all around you, then you internally will have a beautiful state that you'll be able to create from. And it's that beautiful romance of life in which you see the people that are so happy and excited because they no longer find themselves in the mundane day-to-day activities. Because life, to be honest, it can be quite repetitive. But it's the person that steps out of the mundane and stops becoming an animal, literally an animal that just wakes up, eats, takes a shit, comes back, sleeps, goes on a walk, and goes to bed, versus a person that's living with the love and the inspiration within. Now you're still doing all those things, but you're fully present, loving each and every moment, guided by your curiosity by the little bitty moments that you get of novelty, of beauty, of wonder, of recognizing something. Because you can literally be going to walk in your neighborhood. Oh, let me just get this walk over with, walking my dog. Or you can be walking and looking. You see a beautiful tree there. It's a beautiful, gorgeous tree. It's a purple tree with beautiful leaves. And you get to recognize that. No other creature in the world gets to recognize that. That's a fucking superpower right there. You get to be inspired. You get to choose to be inspired by everything around you. You get to be inspired by the sound of the ocean. You get to be inspired by the clouds in the sky, by this grandiosity of this world that we live in. Sitting in wonder, you have that superpower. Imagine what type of inspiration, what type of creation imagine what is in your nature to create if you allow that inspiration to come inside. But it's a choice. It's a decision. It's a decision to let go. It's an act of surrender. It's an act of love. It's an act of saying, I don't have all the answers, but this is fucking incredible. Look at all this shit around here. And then you move through life in that space in wonder and amazement. Like, how can it be that I love my girlfriend so fucking much? How can it be that I fucking love her so much? And it's just like, it's just like this question that just like, how can it be? How can it be that I fall in love more by changing who I am? How can it be that I have better friendships now than in my past? But they didn't change. My friends didn't change. Of course, they worked on themselves, but really, my relationships improved because I improved. I created this internal state of gratitude and beauty where now I don't see their flaws. I see all their positive attributes. Like, imagine if you could go and tell your friend, like, hey man, you teach me how to be a great friend. Like, my best friend, he's taught me how to be a great friend. Instead of saying, what can I get out of my relationships? What can they do for me? It's more instead of like, how can I serve the people around me? And you give more. Because you can only give as much as what you actually already possess. And that is also biblical. That which who has will be giving more in abundance. And those that do not have what they do have will be taken away. That's insane that Jesus said that. Like, that comes from the very beginning of these teachings. And what that means is that if you give in abundance, if you give friendship, if you give love, that means that you will continue to have and receive more of it. But if you don't give love, if you don't give friendship, then even the friends that you do have, even the love that you do have, will fade away because you're not watering the grass. See, the grass is greener where you water it. And we always think it's somewhere else, and it causes this tension and it makes us miserable. Where in reality, you can live fully present in love what you currently have right now. If you're watching this video right now, you have so much to be grateful for and so much to love, and that is your superpower. You can immediately change your perspective. You can see the beauty of what you currently have. And when you see the beauty, when you recognize it, because see, there's only one thing that beauty needs, and that's a witness. Will you be the witness of beauty? To be inspired. To be inspired. That's what us human beings get to be. And so many people go their entire lives and they shut it off. The most human part of themselves is turned off. And you see it in people. They've died 30 years, 50 years before they were just buried. Because they lost their humanness, their essence, their spirit. That's what it is. And I'll read you something here from The Way of a Seducer, which is an unbelievable book. Here, it's such a short little book. It's just filled with wisdom. And it's on curiosity. Are you curious about your life? or are you judgmental of it? Does your desire to be surprised prevail over your need to know? Are you in awe for the mystery of this magical world, bearing witness to its beauty? Or are you trying to figure things out? Do you desperately seek the answers to your questions, or can you enjoy raising the issue and sharing your experiences inclusive of others? Are you frustrated for not getting it, or do you realize you are exactly where you need to be, sitting in the question? Are you enthusiastic about your journey in the land of women, or do you attempt to take care of it all at once? Do you strategize how to get past a woman's walls, or do you share your curiosity, confusion, and joy with her, reveling in the encounter? Are you able to stay present and hold space? Are you intent on taking, sharing, or giving? Do you criticize the women in your life, or do you have empathy for them? How prepared are you to alter the assumptions you have about them right now? Do you waste your words on women who are not ready to listen, or do you save your light for where it is invited? Have you labeled these words by now, filling under them like, dislike, or can you allow them to raise new questions? Curiosity cures and is contagious. Choose curiosity and it begets more curiosity. Dare to love, dare to care, dare to be curious. And I think that's our essence as human beings. Curiosity sparks wonder and beauty and amazement. And the more that we can live in this inspired state, relaxed state, all the emotions that we seek, that we chase, naturally arise within us. That's the mystery of it all. We think we need to go and find happiness, go and find joy. But in reality, it's just the conditioning of Western society, of the pursuit, the getting, the achieving, that we think happiness works the same way, and it doesn't. We can just simply say, I'm at peace now. And you can choose that. And when you let go of all the negotiations that you've made to exchange your present joy for a future milestone, when you let go of that misery, of the things that you're holding on to right now, the most beautiful thing happens is joy and peace naturally arise within you. That's the superpower of us human beings, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I wish you all the best, my friend. I am going to start making 3 videos a week. I think I'm going to go on a consistent schedule in that way so I can remain inspired. Um, so I love you. Love you very much. Peace and love to you. And have a beautiful week. Cheers. Bye.